People, check out these amazing sponsors at the Beeline Entertainment.
This is Aaron Peavy. This is my buddy Butch. We wrote a book called The Rhino That Dreams. You can find it on Amazon. Search for the title, The Rhino That Dreams.
Attention to the East Coast film industry community.
Brand new events coming to the Bedford Film Festival. For information on sponsorship, location, and much more, visit bedfordfilmfestival.com. That's right, get more W. That Generalist energy drink mix that's going to power you through your gaming, content creation, whatever you're doing, is there for you. Enter that promo code BrianB_NRG and get 10% off your order today. Get more W, get more power. Brand new season of the Allegedly Credible podcast. Check out Lady Faye and Mello Supremo. Great topics, great conversation. Check out Chef ep.30 of Mama Doe's Cajun and Creole Cafe. That's right, amazing food that can be shipped straight to your door from her website. Check out Chef ep.30 at the Bayou Gator Crawfest at the Blue Earth Plaza, April 28th and 29th. Be there. Get your tickets today. People, what's good? What's happening? What's up? What's going on? Yo, listen, it's me, Brian B. And we back at it. Yo, it's been a little while. I haven't been in front of the camera in a minute. I'm like shy. I'm never shy. Yo, I'm so happy to be back. Yo, it is black and gold on the shirt, so you know it's a Thursday night. It's 9 p.m., and we got something to talk about today. You know what? I'm really excited. You know why? Because we talking movies, baby. We have a YouTube legend on the line with your boy Brian B, and I'm excited because this is the Beeline Entertainment. Y'all know what it is, the place where you come on and show up. That's right, yo. We got the cinema snob Brad Jones on with your boy Brian B. Let's go.
Let's make some noise.
It's me.
Brian B.
What's going on, Brian?
Hey, how you doing? Who cares? A Halloween movie. If you don't be temporary high. It's where you, and you, everybody's on.
To understand the Garden with Eve was mostly just a story. What you know, I'm hardly a priest.
I'm always refraining.
Good for you.
With me.
Rubbing sun for Sunday morning.
And I never want.
It's the Beeline. It's the Beeline. It's the Beeline. E-N-T.
That's right. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure that you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. Because we're trying to get, seen. I mean, we're trying to be known. Everybody can't hit 50,000 views on their first episode they put out in the night. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got some competition on tonight. Yo. It's going to be a really fun show. Guys, I'm so happy to be doing this. It's been an amazing year so far. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you guys have been enjoying all of the episodes. A lot more show-off segments to come. There's going to be a lot more. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we're going to be talking about his YouTube channel, his start. This guy, if you haven't seen him, man, he does reviews on so many movies, especially ones that I love. We just had, Andre Gower on from the Monster Squad. I watched the Monster Squad since I was born, literally. But from Stone Gremlin Productions, we got the cinema snob himself, Mr. Brad Jones in the house with your boy. What's up, Brad?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, man, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you on the line with us today, man. I've been watching your stuff, and you're a YouTube legend, bro. How's it feel?
I feel old. I'm starting to see every day. I'm starting to see more gray in my facial hair.
Yeah.
But on my show, the camera quality is usually pretty grainy, so you can't really tell on there.
Gotta hide it, right? I'll be plucking them. I'm still trying to fake time like it's not happening.
You can. I don't wear a hat on the snob though, so you can still tell I'm bald.
Got you. Okay, listen, man. Yeah, I had to put a hat on today. I feel like doing my hair. But Brad, hey, listen, it is great to have you on. We're gonna definitely get to know you. As you can see, one of the things I got to start off by saying this right here. Since I've been doing this, man, as you guys, you guys saw the intro. The one thing that I noticed about watching shows and like doing this YouTube thing, when you have that interactive background, bro, it's just something that's so extra, but it makes such an impact. Do you feel the same?
You mean background here?
Background, yeah.
I thought you meant like my. I thought you meant like my professional background.
We're gonna get to that. But yeah, man, I love I love like the setup, and you were saying those. Well, you go ahead and just introduce it, man. It's a big, to me, it's a big deal. Like I love when you can see a show and like I don't know if you gotta get lost. Like, oh man, what's in the back? What's that going on and everything? It's cool, like But
yeah, this is what's in the background when I'm doing stuff. Like I have a food show called Brad Tries, and whenever I do current movie reviews, this is usually what's in the background because I don't know why. For some reason, I do kind of collect these popcorn buckets.
Yeah.
Even though there's so many movies back here, I don't even like. So I was in my head. I know it does, right? Like it's kind of different, like and unique that this is back there.
Yeah.
But I was sort of thinking like if someone's just stumbling across my channel, it might make it look like. It might make it look like I have a completely different taste than I actually do.
Got you. Yeah, I see Mulan back there. I see
I know Dark Phoenix is back there.
People hate on Dark Phoenix. Actually, I like that. I thought it was great.
Dark Phoenix, yeah. I got that back there. There's
Toy Story, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman 84. Stupid. Of course, one of the biggest ones is stupid Dominion I've got back there.
Oh, listen, you touched on one. Listen, we're gonna talk about some movies for sure. Like like you said, me and Brad are getting to know each other on the line too today. But you got two movie buffs, and you remember if you guys remember Nick Tabor, when Nick Tabor, the movie theater Time Machine, he came on.
Oh
yeah. You had an interview with Nick too. Nick is really cool. Nick loves movies, man. We were literally just talking about movies, going to movie theaters, It was so much fun. So it's like. You just said something real quick. I'm going to touch on it real quick, and then we're going to jump back and get to know you. That Wonder Woman 84, right? That was the second Wonder Woman movie. Listen, bro, that movie, listen, if I had that popcorn bucket, I'd take it down.
Right.
I did not like that movie at all, man.
It was kind of one of those where the more I thought about it, the more I was like, yeah, that was kind of a mess. Because I think I was originally... fairly lukewarm towards it in the review because I was taking a couple of breaks while watching it because it went on streaming, so I was watching it at home.
Yeah,
and there were so I was kind of remembering just like sort of parts that I thought were fine, and then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, wow, you really dropped the ball on this. This should have been a really easy.
I thought it was going to be phenomenal, bro. It had the cheetah in it. It had we watched it on Christmas. It came out Christmas Day that year. So that was like the movie we picked to watch as a family. And I remember watching it, and I'm sitting there bragging to everybody like, yo, this movie's going to be incredible, bro. People are like, man, it better be good, bro. I'm like, yo, listen, I'm backing it 100%. Like, I made it.
Sure, because it's a sequel to Wonder Woman. It takes place in 1984. You've got Pedro Pascal as the bad guy. Like, this is set up for you to be a success. Like,
I don't know what happened.
And it's kind of a mess.
Yeah, it really kind of dropped the ball, bro, like you said, man. But yeah, but listen, I love doing that. I love like reviewing movies as well and stuff like that. I think everybody's kind of like their own critic, especially when you're like watching a movie and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's fun to like talk about it, see if people feel the same way, because it's weird because there's people out there right now. Wonder Woman 84 is the greatest movie I ever saw in my life, and I'm like, oh.
Every movie I think is somebody's favorite movie.
Yeah.
Maybe that gets less and less over time because there's just more movies that get made now.
Gotcha.
But at least as far as something big and mainstream goes, it's going to be somebody's favorite movie.
For real. But Brad, before we start, nerding out on movies and everything, so tell us a little bit about yourself, like your channel, how you guys started. I mean, you kind of mentioned you DJ and acted. You got a lot of history.
I started. It wasn't long after YouTube started. I started a show called The Cinema Snob, kind of a riff on like exploitation movies, forgotten movies, porn parodies, like like some crazy stuff. So at the time, it's around 06, 07, at the time there weren't like a lot of shows like that. Like there were some, but like not a ton. So I
Yeah.
wanted to do something in that genre because one, I've got a lot of I love exploitation movies. I grew up with horror flicks, stuff like that. So, or just
Oh
movies
yeah.
in general. But it's definitely a big horror movie and a big exploitation guy. So I wanted to do something like that, and wanted to do it as a character too. That was kind of a parody of very
Yeah.
highbrow cinema, so health cinema snob type. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a lot of free time. I was in between jobs. I was 26 or something like that. Like I was in between jobs and thought I would give that a shot. And the episodes were a lot shorter back then because
Got you.
YouTube and like had like a 10-minute limit. Like so the
Yeah,
episodes were
you forget
shorter.
about
They
that
were
stuff, man, because
yeah,
YouTube is
yeah.
so like even I remember when YouTube first started. I remember crazy videos that used to be on YouTube. Like it was,
Yeah.
a
It
lot
was
more
a different
reckless.
time. It was a different
Yeah,
time. And it was definitely a lark. It was definitely a lark because no one thought we'd get paid for it back then. We didn't even know that would turn out to be an option, let
exists.
alone turning it
Yeah,
let alone turning it into our careers. So, we did it because we really loved doing it. And after doing it for a couple of years, it turned into my full-time gig. And suddenly
lucky man.
some movies that I had made beforehand kind of would get a bigger audience too.
That's really awesome. And that's really like, the transitional stage of, like you said, when you're doing something just for fun, whether it be a hobby, whether it be something, the opportunity that got opened up with, places like platforms like YouTube and,
Yeah,
Spotify and like you have places where you can be discovered, in your house, you know what I mean? And it makes
certainly.
it easier. It makes it easier. So it does stand out. We talk about this a lot on the show because I'm, currently going through the transition where I'm like, hey, listen, I'm trying to make this more than just my hobby and my love. I want to
Yeah.
do this. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So it's interesting to know that, so many people can. So it's certain things that you have to do to stand out and kind of make your own kind of interest, generate your own audience,
sure.
what did you like? I like your idea about how you said you wanted to be like a character. You didn't want to just get up and say, hey, this is this movie and I'm talking about it or
Yeah.
whatever. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, that was it, YouTube is it's way different now than it was back then. Like if I had started the same exact show,
yeah,
if I started it now, I don't know if it would take off. I mean, it might, anything's possible, but it's very different nowadays. Back then, it was more popular back then to be a character and kind of satirize the things that I was satirizing back then.
yeah,
Whereas now, the show has certainly evolved into being more analytical, like a character. Like I'm still in character when I play the cinema snob. The character certainly evolved over time, but
yeah.
I'm still very much kind of in character with a different voice, a different delivery, a certain kind of snark and sarcasm that he has. But the episodes are certainly they're a lot more analytical then than they were back or now than they were back then. Back then
Got
it
you.
was pretty much just like a spoof show. It was a riff show. Whereas
Yeah.
now you do get a sense of what I actually think about the movie that I'm watching.
Got you. Okay, yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. Yeah, and I mean that just goes with your character development, with your show's development.
Yeah.
It means a lot, man. Since I've been really paying attention to like the platforms like TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that, I kind of been checking out what people do, and it's crazy because you have people that blow up for no reason at all, bro. I mean, there's no way to say it.
Sure.
There's a show, and I'm part of the problem. There's a show that I'm not a show. It's a guy on TikTok. This guy literally just eats his lunch at work, and 700,000 people watching it,
Oh
including
yeah.
me. Like,
I can't judge. I got a food show, you know.
yeah, you
I
got
got I got Brad
crazy, yo.
tries. I just did ranch dressing flavored ice cream last week.
Oh, I love stuff like that though, because especially because like when you see that kind of thing, like automatically it sells itself in a way because it's like ranch, and you say, "Who the hell is eating this?" And then somebody trying it, you're like, "Okay, I got to see this guy. Does he like it? Does
I
he not
know,
like it?
yeah.
Did you
Yeah,
like
guy
it?
like me. Well, it was you know what? It kind of works as a dip. Like
Like carrots,
yeah, actually yeah, something like
the
that.
crazy shit,
I
right?
could see it working as that.
Yeah,
To sit there and eat it as ice cream, I'll give it props. It tasted like it was advertised.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah,
it it I couldn't just sit there and eat it like that. And I like ranch dressing a lot, but
yeah.
as like a dip, I could totally see it working.
That's really crazy, man. That like a super, slick way that parents let their kids eat vegetables.
Yeah,
Make them a
right. With
Sunday.
ice cream. Yeah, make it a make it
Salad.
a cauliflower sundae.
That's craziness, y'all. Yeah, but it's just crazy how like that's how people catch on. But the one things that I pay attention to is like it's the different things that people do that are like contagious in a way. Where it's
Yeah.
like he one of the things he does is water. Like he gets water in his lunch every day, and he's like, hey, water is essential. We need it, and he sits it down.
It's
That's it. He
informative.
says that,
Yeah.
and then people catch on. They'll watch the video and just wait for you to say that. And that's the whole reason they
Yeah.
watch the video. And it's so crazy because you would think that if you know the formula, you know how to do it. Like, why doesn't it just work? It's also
Yeah.
consistency. And there's a lot of things. I mean, it definitely speaks something to you, like, to be on since YouTube started in the market that's
Yeah.
like, people that are like so quick to, change the channel and stuff now, whatever.
Sure.
How do you find yourself, like, you said you had longer and you do a little bit more in the reviews and stuff like that. How do you find yourself like finding your content? Do you still do it the same way, or are you kind of open to like all movies now?
Oh, yeah, like in order to do it for so long, especially if you like doing it and
Yeah.
you want to keep enjoying what you do, then yeah, you certainly got to evolve. The show's
Yeah.
got to grow. It can't be the exact same thing that it was.
Yeah.
Hell, even like 5, 6 years ago. Like there's got to be
Bro.
like some little changes, and there are like there's a core of it that's still there. Certainly the sarcasm, some of the snarkiness, the same chair, there's
Mm.
posters in the background, things like that. But back then when I first started it, it was just like exploitation movies from the 70s and 80s and early 90s.
Yeah.
And then it evolved to like, okay, I'll start doing some religious exploitation movies, to I'll start doing some old Hollywood bombs from back in the
Mm.
day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
it's kind of turned into, if I feel like doing it, I will.
Got you. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's really cool, man. That's one thing about now, you know, um, being able to speak on movies is something that, like I said, I love movies, man. And I kind of started this show with the idea of doing reviews on movies that I like,
Yeah.
recommendations. We do a thing called the watch list. And it's coming back. I know we've had a lot of interviews on the entertainment show for a while now, but I'm trying to get back to like that kind of genre, like, kind of
Yeah.
just more on the topics of what the show is about. But I love movies, man. I love talking about different ones. So I gotta ask you, let's kind of just start here. So recently, this has been, the new era of movies are kind of coming out. The new year started. What's been like the favorite movie that you've seen recently?
Oh gosh. I'd have to look at a list of
Because you watch a lot of
uh
movies, right? You got something
I
like
do.
how do you see your movies? I know it's something special, like where you got with going to movie theaters and stuff like that, or something. Because it's your job now at this point, right?
It is, yeah. There's times where I'll be at like an early screening of something.
Got
Like
you.
we have a Regal that's close to us, so I'll go to like some Regal showings. And now they're doing this thing that's kind of cool. That's the it's not every Monday, but it's called the Monday Mystery Movie,
Oh
where
wow.
it's like an advanced screening of something that hasn't been out yet, and you have no idea what it's going to be until you go and the movie starts.
Oh wow,
So
that's awesome. Yeah, I
yeah,
love
you can
that.
kind of guess what you could take. I'm always wrong whenever I guess what it's going to be. Like,
Yeah.
so I was just at one last week. I saw uh an early screening for Paint, the Owen Wilson kind of Bob Ross movie.
Oh, real? I didn't
Um
even know that was a thing. He's playing Bob
yeah,
Ross.
it's kind of yes and no. Like it's a character that's inspired by Bob Ross,
Okay,
but it's a fictitious movie. Like he's playing, but it's a fictitious film, but he's playing Bob Ross, except
I get you.
except his character's name is like Carl Nargle.
God, yeah,
Um,
I'm about to say because Owen Wilson would not be my pick for Bob Ross.
I mean, yeah, in like a comedy version like this, it worked like
Got you.
because it's Owen Wilson. He's very good at the dry delivery,
Got
and
you.
you add the afro on top of that and the
Yeah.
shirts. Like, yeah, the movie was fine. So yeah, I'll be at some advanced screenings, but it because I do see so many through the year. It is hard for me to remember off the top of my head and be like, "Oh, what did I even see like 2 weeks ago?" Like I
Oh,
have to I have to see a list of like all the movies that have been out this year.
gotcha. Yeah, yeah. You know, I recently just started watching because I got sick. That's how I watch movies now. Like it took
Sure,
up 5
yeah.
minutes to my day. But
Yeah.
a lot of times I don't like to watch movies, like especially like when I'm off,
Yeah.
because it makes your
Same.
day go fast. You know, it's crazy. Like, you know, you'll watch, 2 or 3 movies. I just did it this weekend because I didn't feel that good. Finally got caught up with a lot of movies that I wanted to see. And makes your day go fly by. So it's like if you're working, 5 days a week and you have your 2 days off, you watch movies in those 2 days, and it's like your days are over with. You got to do your laundry, whatever, and you don't have a lot of time. But
Yeah.
I do like movies, so it's like I'm always trying to find ways to try to like watch something or whatever, in the time periods that I have. But yeah, it must be awesome being able to do that like as your job. Like, when was the last time you
Yeah.
had like a regular job?
2006.
That's
Or
awesome, bro.
no, or wait. Okay, so I started the Cinema Snob then, but I was still work because I wasn't doing it as my full-time job. So it would have been 2009, 2008. 2008. 2008 was when I started doing
That's
this
still
full
really,
time.
really good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
And so yeah, I watch something for the Cinema Snob every week, and then I'm at the movie theater at least a couple of times a week. So
That's awesome.
I'm always seeing at least a few movies a week. So yeah, when it is my downtime, I typically don't like watching a movie. Like I typically because I'm like, okay, of course I'm a huge movie fan,
Yeah,
but it's I'm watching something with a snob or I'm out
doing it for
seeing
work.
I'm out seeing a new movie. So when it is my downtime, I like that's when I like watching television shows.
Got you.
Um,
Yeah, 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 for sure.
yeah, like my wife and I, we watch. Uh, oh yeah, last night we watched the season premiere of Succession. So we have our shows that we watch, and we watch competition shows too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I kind of just started getting into. You know which one? Me and IT Tip, my fiance now. Yeah, we got engaged. Um, uh,
Congrats!
Thank you, man. Yeah, I keep going to say girlfriend, wife. I don't know which one to do anymore. Like, but we started watching a show together called Alone. Did you ever watch that?
I know which one you're talking about, but I haven't seen it.
Listen, man, it's one of those things where it's like that's not my field at all. Like it's
Sure.
about like survival and stuff like that or whatever. And they
Yeah.
put like 6, 7 people out and in the middle of nowhere where there's bears and everything in the world. You got to survive, or you can kind of tap
Yeah.
out and they'll take you away. Listen, bro, I don't know if it's TV or if it's just like how they make it now, whatever, or it's just me, but you get captivated when you're watching them competition shows, man. Especially like
You
that.
do.
We lived on that show, man. I was watching all the
Yeah.
seasons after that and everything. I loved it.
And
What's
I think it's a very interactive experience too, and that's what I like about it. My wife and I we watch a lot of cooking shows. We watch a
Yes.
lot of cooking competition shows,
Yeah.
fashion competition shows, things like that. We watch those because they are really interactive. Like
Yeah, man.
you can talk and conversate like about what's on, and
Love it.
so I really do like that aspect of it.
Yeah, Cutthroat Kitchen and
Sure.
Chopped. We live by that stuff, bro. We live by that. I love that. But I still have like the big ones that I love. We do like we talked about a lot on the show now, where you talk like Cobra Kai and
Oh
Stranger
yeah.
Things, and there's so many great shows. I'm actually watching a great show right now that was made on Netflix from Judd Apatow and them, and I didn't even know it was with them, but it's called Love, and it's really good. It's
Yeah.
got old girl from Community in it, not the one girl, I forgot her name, but here, Beeline, it's right here. And it's really good. It's a really interesting show. It's a lot of good dialogue. I love the Apatow guys, like whether it be 40-Year-Old Virgin
Oh
or
sure. Yeah.
yeah, those guys are incredible, bro.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, I know we were just speaking on you said you like older movies. One of the reviews that I saw that you did was for the older Ninja Turtles movies, man.
Oh,
The first one,
the midnight screenings episode I did,
I believe it was for
where we're
the
in the car.
I can't remember exactly what it was. I remember you were looking. I believe I think I'm saying it right. You have the 1991 Ninja Turtle Jim Henson.
Yeah. I have a midnight screenings episode of that me and my wife were in. We're sitting in the car reviewing it.
Got you. Okay, yeah, I didn't
And
know where you were.
I did a Cinema Snob episode on the porn parody.
That's what. That's what it was. Okay. I know somebody has said that
Yeah.
one. All right, maybe that's what it was. Okay, yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know.
10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Bro, listen, that's some. Listen, if you're watching shit like that, like what's wrong with your life? Like,
They're really cool people who make it. That's the Wood Rocket people, and they're cool. They put a lot of humor in their stuff, and they definitely go all out on like the costuming, the set design,
yeah,
and they know what they're doing. Like
yeah,
they know like this is very much like clickbaity porn, but they are putting their all into
bro,
what the characters look like
yeah,
and kind of the vibe that they have. So I met April O'Neil from that because
yeah.
that was funny too. They got the porn star April O'Neil to play April O'Neil.
Listen, I'm about to watch as soon as we get done. I'm about to watch it right now. I'm telling you right. I'm gonna
Yeah,
see what
yeah,
this shit
she
is.
was really nice. We were both at the same convention together a couple of years ago, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, she's very nice.
That's really cool. I mean, you see stuff. I am I've admitted on my lives and stuff like that for a lot. I just watched. I don't even care. I watch it all the time, but I never was like into that. I never like I saw a couple of them, but it's crazy. Like you said, that they do the whole production, man. They do Batman. They
They do,
Fresh
yeah.
Prince. They do a lot of them.
Oh, they do some weird on Wood Rocket. They got like a SpongeBob SquarePants one.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they got a Rugrats one. They had a Sonic the Hedgehog one.
Murder
And
my
they do.
childhood.
And what I do like about Wood Rocket a lot is that they actually do give them porn names, like titles.
Yeah,
Um, as opposed to you see a lot now where just the name of it is like Batman, a triple X parody,
yeah.
Not Wood Rocket. They are still like Sonic the Hedgehog, Tugrats,
Bro,
SpongeBob SquareNuts.
this is the greatest conversation I ever had in my life.
Yeah, I love that I know all of this stuff.
This is all. Yeah, you know a lot.
I know all of this stuff, and I could tell you I've seen 4 ET porn parodies, and I can tell you the difference between all of them.
That is
Like
bananas, Joe.
that's my contribution to the world.
There you go. You're killing it. You're killing it. But Brad, so what are some? Let me think of this question. What are some of the favorite videos that you like to do? Like what are some of the favorite review videos that you like that you do? Like not that you've done, but like do you like horror? Do you like action, or is that the best to talk about, or maybe the porn parodies? Or?
Yeah, yeah, I've got a lot of episodes on definitely horror films, definitely exploitation movies, like low budget action from the
Yeah.
80s, like Cannon movies, New World movies. Oh, excuse the cat hair.
Yeah.
So like
I got dog hair everywhere
yeah,
now.
I've got a lot of episodes on those. I've been doing like these year in review videos where I spotlight like an entire year of movies.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, so like I started it with 1980 in film, so it's like it's like for the 40th anniversary of all these years. So in
Yeah.
2020, I did one on 1980 in film where I talked about all the movies from 1980. Then 2021 with 1981 and so on. So I'm working on 1983 right now, and I'm also doing ones from the 1960s as well. Um,
That's really cool.
yeah, so those have been they're definitely time consuming because they're multi-hour episodes.
I was gonna say because I started on my live. I host a live that I do every Sunday, pretty much
Yeah.
every Sunday, and we just started this thing called Nostalgia Night, and I'm trying to start. I was my goal was I did one, but it kind of didn't work out, so I'm gonna kind of redo it. But to do from 1990 going all the way to 2000,
Oh,
and
sure, yeah.
yeah, I was gonna talk about like a lot of different things, like whether it be movies, whether it be
Yeah.
music, entertainment, prices of things, whatever, like a whole bunch of different things. We actually had we did get a lot of it, but it's so much, man. So it's like when you're saying
It's a
you're doing
lot.
like the whole year, like, oh man, are you trying to
Yeah.
catch all movies or just like the top movies that you
No, I talk about all of the movies, like, and it's typically about 1 to 2 minutes per movie.
got you?
Um, so when I did 1982 in film, that was like a 4-hour video. Uh
1982, yeah.
Uh, I just put up I just put up 1961. That was like 3.5 hours.
Whew.
Um, so yeah, it pretty much is like 1 to 2 minutes talking about each movie, and sometimes it's just simply like y- brief about the movie. Like
Yeah,
sometimes you talk a little bit more if it's something that you're more familiar with
yeah,
versus here's something that bombed, like
got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
so
definitely get it.
sometimes it's a little brief.
Yeah, man. Well, that's really cool. I mean, congratulations to you for all that research and stuff you must be doing. How do you not to get too much of your business, but how do you like what are your like your avenues of revenue for being able to do this full time? Is it like are you when you put stuff out, like I know you have like a giant following, man, so it's like you put a video out, people like watching immediately. Is that the monetization that you're able to be like successful
Yeah.
off of, or
Monetization, Patreon. Also, if you've just been doing it a long time, uh because there's a lot of us where like a newer video won't do nearly as well as a newer video would have done 5+ years ago. But if
got
you've
you?
been doing it a long time, like we have, YouTube tends to highlight your archive a lot, and it'll kind of be your archive that people are seeing. So if you're like us, where you've got like 15 years worth of an archive, like
Yeah,
2,000 plus videos, that frees you up to kind of do what you want. Like as
crazy,
far
man.
as newer content goes, it does give you a lot of leeway to try newer things.
Got you. Okay.
So I can be like, yeah, I'll try doing a video like this or a video like that or the year in review thing.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's it basically. It's kind of just like 15 years worth of an archive that we have and our Patreon as well.
got you. Yeah, definitely is one of the most interesting things about like content creation now, man, is like we were just talking about, like, that guy who's eating lunch every day. At some point, whether you pick up a sponsor, whether you pick up this or pick up that, like there's different ways to make money doing this. But you have to
Oh yes,
continuously
yeah,
do it.
sponsorships too. Yeah,
Sponsors, yeah, I know it's a big
yeah.
one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I do some indie sponsors sometimes, like like I did one for like a really spicy beef jerky a
Oh,
few
really?
weeks ago. That was cool. But yeah, I'll do like independent hot sauce companies. I did one on a local arcade one time.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I like spotlighting some like small businesses.
That's really cool. Yeah, man. It's awesome that you give back like that. It's important too. Like, that's one of the things as we're starting to we picked up a film festival sponsor from a couple of the people that we've had on the show. And
Yeah.
I really love it because, one of the things she actually, Miss Laura, she's going to be coming on the show and talking to us about it. She got her events opening up, so I'm looking forward to that. But she's hosts a film fest in Virginia. And
Yeah.
because there's not a lot, going on in that area, everybody film festivals, like Los Angeles, and on the West Coast, on the East Coast, you have like New York City, but there's not too much over here. So it's like it was nice that's kind of how she put it, and that's how it's like, or Jeremy Miller when he came on, he talked about it. It was really interesting. So it's giving different people a platform. There's people over here that want to do like have their stuff seen, and it's important to make sure you're looking out for the other businesses or trying to support. Really important to me, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah, and those are it's fun to write for those too, like just like little blurbs, little ads
Yeah,
that you put in there. No, I like doing that.
it's awesome. That's really awesome. You said your wife also watches stuff with you. Does she ever get on the episodes with you?
She
Uh-oh.
used to like not anymore. Like
Yeah.
she would at one point. Not that it was really her thing to be in the in the videos, but she did it for a bit, just kind of as a favor. Like if I needed someone to fill in for a midnight screenings episode, or especially during the pandemic,
Got you. Okay.
she would kind of sit in on some reviews, but she would do a little bit of acting sometimes too.
Okay.
She's been in a couple of movies that I did and a couple of sketches, but by and large, no, she doesn't do like the social media thing or the
Gotcha. Oh,
editing
okay. She
or
doesn't
any.
try the rest of that at all.
No, no,
Gotcha.
she doesn't have a Twitter or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
So but she doesn't typically. She'll go to the movie theater with me sometimes if it's something she really wants to see,
Gotcha.
or if it's something that she's just kind of curious about, like maybe it'll be even something she thinks will be bad, but she's just curious about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we went to go see the new Children of the Corn, and she was like, I gotta know how bad it is. Like so, some of those she will. When I'm watching stuff for the Cinema Snob, it's when she's at work.
Got you. Okay, got you. How was that Children of the Corn, bro?
It's terrible. It was somehow
No surprise.
so much worse than I thought it would be.
It was so. Listen,
It looked.
it's really weird, man, because movies like that are like the ones that I grew up watching, like Children of the Corn, Pet Sematary had their remake. That one was, I mean, horrifying. As far as just like if you're watching it, it's like, but it was not good at all.
But at least that, like, it at least looked like something that was theatrical.
Yeah.
Like, whereas this new Children of the Corn looked like a VOD movie I would watch. Like,
Oh, really?
And I'm not even saying that automatically would make something bad. It doesn't. But in this case, it was like the bad kind of that.
I feel you.
Like, and it was honestly. It was actually like kind of unintentionally funny. Like, so really we sort of did have a good time at it, but it is, as far as like theatrical adaptations go, I'm hard pressed to think of a King adaptation that was worse. Like,
really crazy.
I mean, just like in terms of the theatrical ones, because it was that new Firestarter was really bad, but this was worse.
Oh,
This was
I didn't even attempt to try to watch that. I didn't even. That was really free on Peacock, and I still didn't watch that.
Yeah. I saw it in the theater. I was the only one there.
Oh, I bet, man. Yeah, I couldn't.
I prefer watching things in movie theaters because
so do I. Isn't that crazy? Like, I was going to ask you. That was one of the questions I was going to ask you. Was like, because you said even before you were watching one of the movies you were just speaking on, you watched at home, and I did too. But
Wonder Woman, because it was the only way to watch it.
Yeah. That was in high COVID days. But I grew up watching movies in the theaters. Like, me and my friends would go every single week, man. We would go see a movie Friday night, sometimes Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like,
Sunday with me.
I used to collect the movie stubs. I used to have a collection of them.
Yeah.
I loved it. I wish I still had it.
I think I've still got some of them.
Man, I wish I still had mine.
In my box of stuff. Yeah, I think I do still have some of them.
Yeah, I used to love. I had a shoebox. I used to put a whole bunch of different stuff in there, and I used to throw movie stubs in there. I remember at one point I opened it up, and I was like, "Wow, I got like a lot of these." And but I used to love the movie like going to the movie experience. I used to love it. I made my house like I wish I had like enough room to make a movie theater, but I literally have like my living room has giant TV, huge surround sound system.
Yeah,
Because it was
yeah,
one of the things I always wanted, man. For when I'm home, I love the movies. So
yeah.
yeah, but people don't like to go no more, man, and it's kind
I
of sad.
I vastly prefer the theater. I'm the theater. I'm way more focused at the movie theater. Like
Yeah,
I can take it in more. I can pay attention to it more. I can absorb it more. At home, there's so many distractions.
gotcha. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I just prefer watching movies in the theater.
Yeah, I think that's the excuse I'm going to use when I talk about my home gym because I got a gym I got a gym
Yeah,
right in here, bro, and I never use it. It's sitting here, beautiful gym. And I
yeah.
have so much different things, but it's home. You're comfortable. It's like, oh, I'll do it later. When you're at the gym, you're going to work out. That's what you're there for. So
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
I definitely get it. I definitely get it. But yeah, talk about
Yeah.
that Children of the Corn is interesting. We have other movies that, like I said, like we do our watch list. One of the ones that I do a Halloween special every year, and
Yeah.
this is my third year doing it. That's the mask right there. I got it still. It's
Oh,
actually
cool.
not going to do it anymore. I'm actually just I think 3 years enough. I kind of finalized it the last time, but the movie I reviewed there was Halloween Ends, and Halloween was one of my favorite Halloween movie of all time, and the genre was been my favorite, like Michael Myers. I just can't believe how bad they closed that out, man. Like it was just so bad to me, bro. It was like I
I
don't know how
liked
you
it.
get that bad. Did you like it?
I did. I liked it a
Man,
lot.
I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
I did. Cause I was always I love Halloween.
Yeah.
I do. And there's a lot and there's a few Halloween movies I really liked a lot. I love Halloween 3. Like I know it's not Michael Myers, but like I'm a huge fan of Halloween 3.
I like it
And
for the nostalgia part of it. That's about it. That's about it.
it does have good nostalgia in it. It does. And it
Yeah.
does have a very honestly, I think of all of them, it has the best Halloween atmosphere in it.
Mm,
With it having to do with a mask company, with
yeah.
witchcraft, with the lore of Halloween, television specials, commercials.
Yeah.
I think it's a great like Halloween season film.
Yeah.
Um, but I do really love the first one, of course,
Oh
and
yeah.
I like the second one a lot too.
I love the second one.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see it sitting back there on your shelf there.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. My Ben Tramer figure. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Um,
cool.
yeah, it's a Ben Tramer figure. I did really like Halloween Ends because I just like I don't know. I like that it was different. I did, and I
What was
get why
different?
people don't. I get why people don't like it. I do because I've still got criticisms about it. For me, it
Yeah.
feels like a really great second draft and needs like a third draft. But for what it did well, I liked it a lot. I actually sat there and felt like I was watching something different. And
Yeah.
it it made up for a lot of criticisms I had for Kills. And I didn't hate Kills. I thought Kills has a lot of problems. But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
got a
Yeah.
lot of it's got a lot of problems that I thought were kind of hilarious. Like
Yeah.
um me and my me and my buddy Walter from Channel Awesome will laugh about some of the stuff in Kills. He hates it more than I do, but I like agree with him on all his criticisms. I just
Bro.
wasn't mad at the movie. Ends kind of did it didn't do a lot of things that I disliked about Kills,
Gotcha.
but I get why people don't like it. I do.
I feel like it's such a build up, man. I mean, even the movie itself for me, I think it was such a build up. Like they could have went a different way with it, and the way that they just kind of allowed it to like letting the kid get possessed. And so I was like, okay, well, let's see where this goes. And then when it
Yeah.
really didn't go anywhere, I'm like, what? Like,
It kind of craps out on that at the end.
yeah,
To
man. It's
where
like,
like what it does at the very end, not with Michael Myers, but what it does with Corey in his end in it. It kind of is like, well, what? Well, that was
yeah,
okay. Like, so I agree with that. That's one of the things where like I'm like, that could have been punched up in a third draft.
yeah, yeah,
But I liked what they did with Michael at the end. Um,
yeah, yeah.
I I did because I was wondering how they were gonna do it and not have it feel like they were just remaking the last act of Halloween H2O.
Got you. Yeah.
And they did do it differently. Like I wasn't thinking about Halloween H2O with what they
Yeah.
did at the end of
At all.
Halloween
Yeah.
Ends. Yeah.
Yeah. Halloween H2O is one of my favorite Halloweens, which is,
Oh.
I love Halloween H2O, man. I don't know if because
Yeah.
of the age I saw it, but I love the fight scene where she's like,
That's
listen,
a
I ain't
good
running no
scene.
more. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just like I've been running from this forever. I got a son now, and I wish they kind of like kept incorporating off of that. I liked Resurrections too. People really didn't like Resurrections, but I thought Resurrections was great when Busta Rhymes was
that?
fighting them and everything.
Oh, Resurrection is
I
entertaining.
loved it.
Resurrection I think it's really, 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 really bad, but it's not boring. Like
Yeah, it was action packed,
Resurrection.
man.
Yeah, Resurrection you could put on and have a bad movie night with it and
Yeah.
have a pretty good time. I'm not a big H2O guy, but I do like the climax.
Yeah,
I'm not big into that late 90s era of slasher movies.
got you.
I just
Scream and
Scream's fine. Like it's
yeah,
just
they had
kind of a
some
lot
good
of
ones,
the
man.
yeah, like Scream's fine. Like some of the post ones I'm not the style of them and everything. I'm not I prefer the kind of more grittiness of the 80s ones.
Got you. Yeah. Oh,
And
me
and
too.
and
I
even some
love
of
the
the
80s.
cheesiness of them. Yeah,
Yeah,
like so the late 90s, early 2000s is and you're right. There are good ones in that time.
yeah,
It's just not my go-to era. Um so I'm not a big H2O guy, but I don't think it's a bad movie. It's got parts that work.
yeah,
I but if if I'm gonna put one on, and I'm not even saying this one is better, it's not, but it probably would be Resurrection just because it is kind of
fun, bro.
it is unintentionally
Busta
very
Rhymes kicked his ass. I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo,
It
how
is
is this gonna happen?
it
Kicked his
is
ass off.
it is unintentionally very funny.
Yeah.
Um
I think
yeah,
one of the reasons why I like certain movies like that, bro. Like I think one of the things that caught on with me about Michael Myers was it was realistic to the degree of like he's a man. It's like this guy. Like you know what I mean? And you're like, yeah, he's all amped up on whatever the hell he's got going on or whatever, but he was still always just a guy. And you're like, damn, what's this guy keep like conquering everything? And then it's like, when you finally start seeing like, Jamie Lee Curtis start fighting him and stuff, and I'm like, oh, finally, somebody's like just kicking his ass. Like let's try it. Like everybody keeps
yeah,
running and
he's a person depending on which one you're watching.
yeah,
Like
really.
sometimes yeah, there'll be one where he'll blow up and die at the end, but then there'll be another where he is,
Yeah,
surviving getting shot a bunch of times. Well, I mean, the end of the first one, of course, but like he was when they made the second one, he was supposed to be dead at the end of
dead.
that.
Yeah,
Like, and then later you bring Horn Cult into it, and it just depends on which one you're watching, what
Yeah.
his level of mortality is.
Yo, Brad, tell me if you agree with me, yo. Tell me if I'm crazy or not. One of the scariest ones that I thought, like the ones where I was like, oh man, I'm terrified of this guy, was 6. I think Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael
Oh,
Myers. He was brutal in that one, bro. Like that scene where
I
he went to the doctor's office and stuff, and he was kind of running. Bro, that was crazy, yo.
the producer's cut of it, I kind of liked.
Yeah,
Not so much the theatrical version, because I remember my friend and I being pissed when we saw that in the theater.
yeah.
The producer's cut was better, but what you just said about 6, I actually feel that way about 5.
Really,
Um,
5 was
yeah,
pretty good
and
too.
and I know so many people who like that's one of their least favorite. I don't
5.
know very many people who like 5. When I rewatched 5, when I did an episode on it some years ago, because all these I used to watch a lot when I was a kid,
Bro, I watched
regardless of
every Halloween. I watched every single
yeah,
one.
like regardless of what I thought about them, I'd still watch them.
Yeah.
So it had been a little while since I had seen 5, and then when I watched it again to do an episode on it, I was watching it going, I actually really kind of like this. Like he is ruthless in this one.
Ruthless, yeah.
Like he is vicious. Like
Yeah.
whether he's trying to mow her down with the car or stabbing at that air duct thing that she's in.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
and
yeah,
and it even was doing things that the first one did really well. Like, I mean, of course, the first one's a way better movie, but it was even doing some stuff where you would just kind of see him in the background of some
yeah,
shots.
yeah, yeah. You're right.
And
Yeah,
like 5 is one where I'm like, yeah, I kind of stick up for that. Like, I like that jail cell ending where it gets very like kind of apocalyptic looking
yeah.
when the jail blows up
And the
and
guy came
he
and got him.
is
I don't even know who the
yeah.
hell that guy is still. I know
Well,
they
they
answered it in
explain
six a
it in
little bit.
6.
In
Like,
six a little, yeah. I was
it's
like, I don't
Win.
really
It's Dr. Win. Um, no, but I feel that way about 5. I do
got you.
like 5.
Yeah, I love Halloween, bro. Yeah, that's such a great movie, and like and because of that, like you said, like whether it be the '90s, slashers, late '90s slasher movies, or the 2000s where you had everything was like paranormal, whether it be One Missed Call, or it was one of my favorite
Oh,
movies, Stay Alive with Frankie Muniz. You saw that one?
Stay Alive.
I
I remember that.
love
Yeah,
that damn movie. I don't know why I like it so
yeah,
much too. It was like the video game and the girls and the guy.
sure,
It's
yeah.
so corny, but it was good. Like I just enjoyed it. I don't know,
Yeah, there
man.
was that era of remaking Japanese horror movies, and
Yup.
then things got. And they still make a lot of paranormal movies because paranormal
Yeah.
movies, with the exception of like all the Conjuring movies are rated R.
I
But other
love
than
those.
that, there's a lot. So do I. There's a lot. I think they like making paranormal movies a lot because you can easily make those a PG-13.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
true.
like ghosts and shit. Like, so like I think that's why they still like making a lot of those. Again,
Yeah.
like I said, outside of the Conjuring ones, those are all rated R.
Yeah, those are the Conjuring ones kind of reintroduced, like in my opinion, they kind of brought back like that real actual creepy, like the Conjuring, and I would say the first Insidious movie. The first Insidious movie was
Yeah,
phenomenal,
I
man.
liked it a lot.
That was so
Yeah,
damn good.
the first Insidious was really good. I like the
Yeah.
first 2 Conjuring movies. The sequels to, or I guess prequels to Annabelle, I liked. I didn't like
Yeah,
the first
Annabelle is pretty
Annabelle
good.
movie. I didn't like the
Yeah,
first Annabelle movie, but the ones they did after that, I liked a lot. Especially
got you.
Annabelle Comes
Creations.
Home. Creation was really good. I really liked Annabelle Comes Home.
Damn, I gotta watch that. I don't think. Oh, that was the older one, like when she was becoming Annabelle or the doll, the first thing of the
Now
doll.
creation is like her like origin, I guess, and like Comes Home was where it they take her to the what are their names? Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga.
Got you.
They take her to their like room of haunted shit, and then their daughter is there,
That's
and
right. I
Annabelle
did see
starts
that.
haunting stuff. So it takes place in
That's
the
right.
70s.
That's right. Okay, yeah, I remember that one now. Yeah, I love horror. I am a horror fanatic. I've been watching horror since my
Yeah,
father put me on horror when I was younger. Man, I was like 6, 7 years old watching The Exorcist, Chucky, everything, and
yeah.
Freddy, all of that. But and one thing you said before was that you watched The Children of the Corn, and I know they're making another remake that I'm actually kind of excited for. The Exorcist. How you feel? You think it's gonna be good? I mean,
Oh,
not in
I didn't.
comparison.
Oh, I didn't know they were remaking The Exorcist.
Real bro,
Yeah.
listen, man. Listen, people are always whenever you say stuff about like the classic movies and stuff like that, people are like instantly, oh, leave it alone, blah blah. But the thing is, man, it can be done incredibly, like if
It
they do it
can.
correctly, you know, and it might not be like that old school feel that you had where it was just like it was so just like real and just like The Exorcist is phenomenal, but
Well, there's the television series, and
yeah,
I hear that's pretty good actually. I've not seen it, but
yeah, I haven't saw
I
that
think
either.
it's got pretty good reviews.
Yeah, they got a
It all
they're
depends with
remaking
the
the
new
movie.
Exorcist. It all depends on who's doing it.
Yeah, it really does depend on who's doing it. I mean, the Exorcist, the additional version or whatever, the unrated or uncut, whatever it was
The
called.
version, yeah,
When she walked down the stairs, bro, that was to this day,
I
that's
was
still one of the
yeah,
creepiest friggin'
it's
stairs.
creepy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like
Creepy as
that one.
hell, man. You know what else
I
is
love it.
really good? Just to jump in, what else is really good? The remake of Evil Dead. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's fine.
That
Um,
shit,
it's
I
a
that
good
was incredible.
it's a good gore show. Like
Yeah,
I didn't I didn't give a shit about any of the characters in it, but as a but I had fun watching it just as kind of a gore show.
I loved it.
Um, like yeah, oh yeah, I know a lot of people who do. I don't dislike it, but I don't love it. I think it's
Got
fine.
you, yeah. Yeah, the part where the girl, I forgot what her name was, but the girl, she's walking and she's going to the bathroom and she stops and it just like stops her immediately. And she's standing there. And this it's always like the extra parts that like jack you up for me. And
Yeah.
she's standing there and she's there. You can see she's like being, held by something. You can't see. She's frozen solid. And then she just starts peeing and the pee just starts running to her leg. And it's like that message of just how scared, you know what I'm saying? Just like fully hits
Oh
home
sure.
with detail like
Hmm.
that. And I'm like, holy shit, like that's
Yeah.
that and, the part where he stabbed him with the needle and the needle breaks off and he pulls it out. Bro,
Oh
that
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
I thought that shit
It's
was fun. I was like,
it's
yo,
the effects are very well done in it.
the new
Like
one's coming
yeah.
out. They got a new one coming out in I think a couple of weeks
Yeah, in a couple
actually.
weeks. Yeah, because
Bro,
I gotta do a snob episode on the first one.
I gotta check it. I gotta check it, man. But that's one of the reasons, like I said, I was telling you before, like I really want to get back to like start to talk about movies. I love movies, man. I could do this. I could do this shit right here till like tomorrow. I
Oh
love like
sure, yeah, yeah.
reminiscing. I
Uh
love it, yo. But
huh.
that's super awesome. Brad, congratulations on making it your career and
Thank you very much.
it's super incredible to do what you love, man. How much do you
It is.
still love it even though you're kind of working for it now?
Oh, I still do, because like I said, there's just different things that you can do that we all do. Myself, Doug Walker, of course. Like, there's just little things that we all do to like kind of tweak up our shows,
Yeah,
do things, try new things, try some different things, just so we don't continue on autopilot. You know what I mean?
I
To where
feel you.
like
Yeah,
the
completely.
passion drains out of you, and you're just doing it out of obligation. No, not at all. If I need to take a little bit of a break, I will. Sometimes if I have to take a break on things now, it's typically for reasons like my shoulder's not so great. So I'll have
Gotcha.
to kind of keep an eye on that a bit. Like if it starts getting bad, I have to kind of monitor that and work around that.
Gotcha.
But, I still I still love doing the show. There's episodes that I like doing better than others because
Gotcha. Yeah.
there's still the obligation episodes
Yeah. Oh yeah.
um like every St. Patrick's Day is a Leprechaun episode, so
Gotcha.
or
Yeah.
I got to do this to tie in with this movie that's coming out. Not all the time, but sometimes.
I feel you.
Um
Christmas
so
episodes and yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, Christmas ones like there's a lot of movies to pick from, so you can kind of pick like, okay, I really feel like doing this Christmas movie or that one. It's when it's just sometimes when it's very specific, it's sort of like, yeah, all right, I'm just doing
Gotcha.
this because, it's this particular, when I did My Bloody Valentine last
Mm,
year, I thought the episode turned out good. Like when I was watching it, I was like, "Oh, you know what? I kind of like this episode. This is fine." But
yeah.
when I was writing it, I felt like it was an obligation episode. Like
Gotcha.
I'd rather be talking about something else, but it's
Ah,
Valentine's Day. I should do this. But I thought that the episode actually came together really, really well. So I'm
that's
certainly
awesome.
not like sleepwalking through it or anything. But that'll happen sometimes.
Yeah.
But overall, the grand scope of things and whatnot, um, no, I still love doing the show as a
It's
whole. And
awesome.
when I have something that's an obligation episode, which isn't a lot to be honest, I'll follow it up the next week with something that I really excited to talk about.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm starting to kind of learn how to balance that out as well. Because, like you said, you don't want to get kind of in. That's why, like I want to start doing more. Where it's like we talk about. I love these conversations, man. And it keeps you happy in what you're doing, man. Because you don't never want to be doing too many interviews where it's like, oh yeah.
Right.
You got them shits like.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. Listen, hey, I want to be the first to say, hey, man, I definitely appreciate your work, man. I think it's awesome.
Thank
You're actually
you.
inspiring me to, kind of push a little harder into what I love, man. I love all of this shit back here. It ain't just design.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's so much fun, rehashing and just like, sharing. Sharing is one of the like when you hear a good song, you're like, oh, I got to tell somebody this song, and you see a good movie.
Sure, yeah.
It's incredible. Like the feeling is awesome. But
Yeah.
Brad, thank you so much for coming on the show, bro. If you want to,
anytime.
easy, I would love to have you come back, even if we could do like a, review some shows or movies or whatever. Like I would love to do it.
Just reach out, like to my email address and everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Beeline, I hope you guys enjoy it. We geeking out about movies and stuff like that. Definitely go check out Brad Jones, the Cinema Snob. He's been doing it since YouTube was first starting, man. It's incredible. Support all the way. Hey, Brad, what's I know you said you're going to be doing the new Evil Dead. Let me ask you a quick question before we close out. How do you kind of like, go about picking the movies that you want to review?
Lately, I've been doing a lot of polls. Like I'll take like about 5 movies that have been on my list for a while, or maybe 5 movies that'll tie into the year in retrospectives I've done. Like the last poll I did was like 7 horror movies from 1982.
Got you. Okay.
And
okay, cool.
it's a good. I like doing that. It's kind of fun to see what wins and what.
Yeah, for real.
Kind of guessing, like so. I like doing that a lot. So I've been doing a lot more of those lately.
Gotcha.
Just like a lot of polls, so that like it's a good way to boost up Patreon and to be very interactive with Patreon. And it throws some advertisement that way. And it is also like kind of fun to see like, what is the audience more so interested in me talking about. So I've been trying to do a lot more of those lately.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's definitely a good ideas, man. Well, we're gonna be getting back to the regular routine of things. I know you guys are missing the watch list. I know you guys are missing the top 5. I was gonna do a top 5 today, but I didn't really put it together. I really want to, even talking to you now, I really want to get like everything back together. There's a lot of new movies, guys, coming out, and I think that it's time to start getting back in movies. Like Brad said, get out your house, go on a date, take your wife out, take your kids out, whatever, because you got to get out the damn house, man. I'm trying to sit in the house myself, but until next time. Beeline, make sure y'all go follow Mr. Brad Jones. All his info will be in the description, like down below. Like we do all the time. This is the Beeline Entertainment Show. We will have people that are going to come on and show off. They coming back. We'll have more music and stuff like that for you. But until next time, stay true, stay positive, pay attention, and make sure you check out all the great movies on Mr. Brad Jones Cinema Snob. He got them all over there for you. See y'all later, Beeline.
Take care.